Okay, good evening, and welcome to Damaged D&D. So, the last we were here, you were in an underground room, and the source of Miette's purple glow was traced back to the box that she carried, the one that Celeste found. When you eventually open it, there is a glowing purple crystal inside, and the room begins to shudder and shake, much like before. And a chair indeed rises out of the floor, and you see it has an indentation that matches the shape of the crystal. Carefully, the crystal is put into the chair. The room shakes again and starts to rise, and some of you see a vision of a young woman kneeling before a horned figure that sat in the chair. Melissa and Florian recognise the seated figure as Vale. The kneeling figure Florian recognises as his sister Dakota. They start speaking. And Vale eventually casts a spell on Dakota, and Dakota is completely enraptured by her. When the temple raises up out of the ground, the force blocking the entrance seems to dissipate, and you manage to head out and back to the city. But with night approaching, so does the fog once more, and you start to race back to the city gate, with Celeste turning into a horse again to aid you in your escape. Once you reach safety, Mia decides to go back towards the fog, draws a symbol on the ground, and steps inside it. The fog surrounds her, and she disappears from the rest of your view. Panicking somewhat, Trenador gets a rope and throws it around her and pulls her back through the fog, and once the symbol is broken by her feet, the fog rushes inside it. Miette is safe and has found out something interesting. Heading to the docks not heading to the docks, apologies. Heading back to the trading post, you report what you found, and the person on the night duty there says that they will confirm these details and find you in the morning to process payment if appropriate. And you give the name of the ship that you're staying on. Once you head back to the docks, I've lost my space again. Damn it. Heading back to the docks, you're greeted by a young tabaxi named Kel, who's on watch and was told you would be arriving. Given that it's very late now, you move onto the boat quietly, and Kel shows you to your cabin. Snow and Miette take first watch and learn all about Kel, and he proudly shows you his favourite spaces to watch, and does not get us distracted at all by Miette doing some juggling. Florian again has a dream about Dakota and awakes with a cry as two more hearts are added to the wounds on his torso. As Trenador takes watch, he's asked by Kel not to make too much noise as most people are asleep. Snow awakes from his nap to the bow to back Kel up in this. The watches pass without much incident. Breakfast is served, cinnamon spice porridge with fresh bread. Miette heads into the city on business of her own, while the dwarves and Trenador go to the forge, and Yorick manages to repair their weapons and assist the smith Rory with some breastplates, and ends up making Rory the smith a Scalebane family approved smith. They decide after this to go and get tattoos and have a bone claw hand on each shoulder, so that when they stand together it looks like a bone claw is grabbing the pair of them. They pay for this with a ruby that Gus pulls off his armour, which is probably more than twice what the tattoos are actually worth. Melissa, Florian, Snow and Celeste stay aboard to wait for the trading post representative to come along with the payment for the information that you gave them last night. Florian sketches the details from the temple out before they fade from his memory while they wait. When the trading post representative does arrive, she gives you your small reward after getting Melissa to sign the contract. Melissa does look for Snow to double check the contract, but he's nowhere to be found. Everyone eventually makes it back to the boat, some only just looking at you, Trenador, dwarves. And the lunch is had, and just in time to catch the tide. Captain Mickle gets the Chenery underway, with Snow watching the bow with a new assistant, and Miette watching the stern. And the boat starts to move off out of harbour into the bay. And that's where we will pick it up. So, as you all feel the boat begin to drift out, those of you who have stayed up on deck will... Most of you have seen these boats around, but not really paid that much attention to them. They're everywhere, they're on all the waterways, but being on one as it's leaving port is a bit of an experience. The Tabaxi are fast, they're running about the boat doing things that you don't really understand, and there's a lot of what appears to be chaos, but once you sit and look, it is organised, and the boat smoothly and swiftly moves backwards at first. Miette, can you make a perception check, please?
Apparently not.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you remember the captain said that if you were to get within... How much?
Well, it's the same as old tabaxi males, isn't it? You know, definition of 6 inches varies.
Tell me how close you're going to let the boat get. About that much. Okay, so you're going to yell out to the captain?
Yes.
What are you going to say? Up to you. He needs a notice. He needs warning. What are you going to tell him?
Where the next boat?
Okay, he sort of looks over at you. Good girl, mate. That's good. And you feel the boat slowly start to stop. Now, luckily, you called it before it was when he said, so you got a big margin for error, even though your perception check was a little off. But, bearing that in mind, he calls forward, Snow, what is the gap there, please? Are we good? Make a perception check.
22.
22. So, are we good?
Yes, Captain.
Good, good. So, and you feel the boat start to move forward and away from the dock without hitting anything. And as the boat starts to speed up, I mean, these boats are not fast. They're, I would guess, probably a little bit, about half a speed again of walking pace. They're about 80 foot long, and they're about 30 foot wide, so they're not small, but they're not fast. Okay, now this one is pleasant, comfortable. Seems to be riding a little higher than you would normally notice it, Snow, because it's not fully laden. So it's a little lighter on the water than it normally would be. And the captain organises his crew, and you start to pull out away from the harbour walls and into what to most of you looks like an endless expanse of water. So, bearing that in mind, what would you like to do?
As Florian is quite keen on learning and looking at what others do, is it possible to look around after getting over the chaos and looking for something which would be best suited to his stature, i.e. body-wise and what people are doing, so nothing like I'm going to be logging heavy stuff about or anything like that?
Sure. Make a perception check.
This is where you get to laugh at me now, Debbie. 13.
13. It's difficult to see what exactly what everyone's doing. There's a lot of movement, but after a while you see that ropes have been tidied. a sail. There's only one mast, which is towards the front third of the boat, and there's only one sail, and you can see that it's controlled by two crew members, one each side, and the captain is stood in the middle of the ship in the wheelhouse, which is basically just a wooden box with glass windows around it, so you can see. It's open at the back, but the forwards and the sides are just glass enclosure, and he's taking control of the wheel all the time, looking at the rest of his crew who are tidying and making sure everything's good while they leave port. Once they leave port, however, all activity seems to come to a bit of a stop. There's the two with ropes that are controlling the boom of the sail so that it will switch to whichever wind is favourable for the captain on his command, but everybody else seems to be relaxing, and indeed you can see Snow just sort of sitting relaxing at the front in the bow.
You seen any yet?
Did any what?
Sea monsters.
Oh, I don't think so. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching all the people work. It's crazy.
You've got to look out. You've got to look out. Me out said there's going to be sea monsters, and we're monster hunters, so we got to capture one.
Right, no, you're right, of course.
So keep a wary eye out.
Okay. So, would anybody else like to do anything on this first initial slowdown of activity?
I've probably found myself a nice, comfortable perch where I can just look over the water.
Okay. You looking for anything in particular, or are you just...
No, I'm just looking and thinking.
Okie
We said like not Snow and went to help out because he knows boat ships and everything. So we said we were told to get up onto the
on top of the wheelhouse.
On top of the wheelhouse, weren't we?
Yeah. There is a ladder at the back.
Yeah.
That leads up onto the deck, up on the wheelhouse.
Yeah, the plan was you guys wanted to watch what happened, and I advised you to stay out of the organised chaos that was about to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll come down the ladder again.
Okay.
I'll be like, excuse me, Captain. Is there anything you think I'd be quite adept at looking at to learn, just in case we run into any trouble?
He sort of looks at you and goes, well, we're not really experiencing any trouble, but if you want to be useful, is that what you're asking?
Why, definitely.
Tell you what to do. You see, on the right there, on the starboard side, there's a young lady just pulling on that rope. If you go and watch her, listen to my commands to her, and see if you can understand what she is doing in relation to what I am saying. Maybe
Certainly.
you can be of use. Okay,
I'll give it a go.
don't try not to get in the way, but there's nothing particularly urgent, or this is now we're on our voyage now. We are on our way. We don't need to do anything rushed or how can I say, excitable. It's going to be smooth and relaxed. We don't need to get excited now. But if you wish to feel useful, go and see her. If she asks you to do something, then I suggest you do it.
Okay, and I'll I'll go down and I will find a place which is near the woman doing what she's doing, but not so in the way. And again, I will be listening out and watching what she is doing in correspondence to the.
So as you approach her, she's, hello.
Good day to you. I'm Florian. I've just come to watch and possibly help if needed.
Florian, that's a pretty name. My name is Timu.
Well, nice to meet you, Timu.
He's good. Sort of looks up at the captain. Okay, so the captain, he sent you to me.
He did. He said I'd probably learn best from you, and that's what I'm here to do.
You're here to learn. That is good. Okay. Okay, so if you sit there for now, I tell you what. Very important job. She pulls the rope just slightly taut, gives it to you in your hand.
Okay,
Take these. And she lets it go.
I take it.
That's good, that's good. I will be right back. She just walks off.
Okay.
Okay. So, anything else you would like to do? You're just sitting there holding a rope at the moment.
I won't be sitting there. I would have been.
You
If she said to hold
stood
it,
up,
I
are
would
you?
have stood up,
Okay.
and
Good.
yes, I will be looking over to the port side to what the other person is doing on the other side of the rope.
Okay.
If anything, and then also be tentatively looking up at the captain, and also hopefully on lookout and hear out if any commands are shouted. Or...
Okay, make a perception check.
Ooh, that's quite good. 18.
Okay, so you look across the way and there's a male tabaxi standing, actually doing the same as you are, just holding onto a rope just for now, and grinning at you. Sort of.
Okay.
And you look up to the captain and Timu are having a little conversation. But there appear to be no commands as of the yet.
Okay.
So, we'll come back to you. Anybody else want to do anything? Trelador?
Yes.
I've been told that I'm to act as a guest.
No, didn't catch a word of that.
I'm going to be watching Florian do what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been told that I'm a guest. I'm only a guest, so just don't.
You do keep cutting out, Dan.
Any better?
So far.
Could be.
Could be. You need to talk though.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, seems to be okay so far. Okay. So, Florian, with your high perception roll, you notice that Trelador is now intently watching you to see what you're up to. Looking very relaxed in it as he sits on top of the wheelhouse. Miette, you said you wanted to achieve something?
Yes. So I'm presuming I would have checked with the captain to make sure there wasn't anything else to do for the moment.
No, he's happy for you to do whatever you wish to do.
Yeah. So I'm going to get out my sewing kit. I'm going to start working on a second set of juggling balls, which I'm going to leave with Kel when we depart the boat.
Okay. Fair enough. Good plan. Like it. Yeah, I'll say you. Are you proficient with your sewing kit?
No.
No. Okay. Do a performance check then. We'll see how well we can make juggling balls.
14.
14. Yeah, you've made these before. You're not, no stranger to making tools of the trade, as it were. So yeah, I say you can craft 3 decent beginners juggling balls. Not a problem. Cool. Okay.
I will retrieve the hand crossbow and continue my work on the carvings.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Were you just sitting up in the bow, just carving, or have you gone somewhere else?
No, I'll sit up in the bow.
Okay. Kel's just sort of watching you. Nods. He's very good at that, Mr. Snow.
Yes, it is. It's a little bit like Patton. And he'll tap the big crossbow on his back. It's a gift for a friend.
Oh, so good. I like it.
Yes.
Now, I think now we're underway, I will check in with the captain and then get some rest because I was up all night. I'm very tired.
Yes.
So, and he sort of scampers up to the wheelhouse.
Yeah, and I'll just carry on sort of tinkering away, carving away with the tools that I've got.
Fair enough. Are you proficient with your carving tools?
I am not. I'm using my Tinker's tools.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Tinker's tool. So yeah, make a dexterity plus proficiency roll.
Well, plus 5 is 70. Plus proficiency is 19.
19. Yeah, it's going really well. You're almost finished, aren't you now? It's about 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, more or less.
Nice. So as the boat pushes its way out, it speeds up a little bit as there's a bit of a stiff breeze occurring. Florian, you feel just a pull on the rope. It's quite a strong pull. And you look over to the other side, on the port side, and the guy that was there has disappeared. Maybe another perception check, please.
Is Florian about to take a swim?
15. That
15. Yeah, it looks like the rope's sort of angled down towards the edge of the boat, but you're not really sure where it's tied off to exactly.
Okay. I'll most certainly keep hold of my rope
Okay.
and try and so knowing my way about being quite dexterous and acrobatic, I'll try and plant myself for any further pull.
It's quite strong now, the pull on the rope. So give me a. I'll be nice. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
22.
22. Okay. Yep. It starts to really pull in, but you sort of wrap it round. Manage to brace yourself. But it's literally pulling you forward, and you sort of step back, and it pulls you forward, and you step back.
I will quickly, ever so quickly, just look up to the captain's cabin to see
Okay,
if
so
all three of them are there. I'll just be like a
Okay, yeah. So you sort of look up, and the captain is hands on the wheel. Just you see Trelador on top of the wheelhouse. The dwarves on top of the wheelhouse. No sign of anybody else at the moment. Actually, no. You do see Kel going in and talking to the captain.
Okay.
And then he sort of captain leans over and points at you. Whispers something to Kel.
Okay.
And then Kel disappears.
I try and keep where I was when I was first given the rope as best as I can.
Okay,
And
that's cool. So, about 10 minutes, you're starting to get, it's hard work. It's starting to pull on your arms and your legs. And you're sort of leaning into it to brace. And you sort of.
Do I notice him struggling?
Make a perception. Well, you are watching him, so yeah, make a perception check.
21.
21. Yeah, he's like, he'll take 2 steps forward involuntarily, and then sort of pull himself back again, and then he'll just
Okay.
I'll take another quick look over to the port side.
Yep.
As to where the other rope was.
Okay.
And I know the first time I couldn't see if or what it was tied onto. And then I will look onto my right side, my starboard side, and see if there was anything which would look like specifically a hook or anything. But to do that, as it looks like we've set sail.
Make an investigation check.
Ooh, natural 19. Or 21.
21. Yeah, so looking across, you can see it seems to be sort of tied down to some cleats. And you look down on your side, and there are some cleats there. And there's capstans and all sorts of weird and wonderful things that you don't know what they're for, but it's got to be one of those, right?
Yeah.
So
I would look
what
at
would
it
you
and
like to do?
I would the thing which looks like it is to be the strongest screwed bolted whatever it is to the floor, and Florian's way of thinking is to not permanently tie it off, but to stop it from pulling, so he can not like as in wrap it around your hand, but as in kind of give a bit of stop to the rope slipping or the mast being pulled.
Okay, all right. Roll me a d4.
D4. Four.
Okay, so you pick one. What are you doing? Are you sort of wrapping it round so you've got a little bit of give so you can pull it a little easier round the cleat?
No, just for the time being, as I've been doing this for somewhat, and I can obviously feel it's wearing me out. I will kind of wrap it around once, and then on each end of the cleat, just give it a wrap around. So essentially, it's like the
It's a
friction
figure of
and
8, so
yeah, basically. But
okay.
I'm not tying it because I don't know how to tie C knots.
Okay. So as you're doing this, you're concentrating very difficult. It's quite difficult because you're obviously being moved at the same time as you're trying to tie it round, and you hear a voice say, "I'm so sorry. It is my idea of a joke." And you see this furry paw come across and take the rope from you, and it's Timu's. I'm sorry. It was just too good to miss. And you watch as she expertly ties it off. And you can see it's gone round the capstan, so it's got a little bit of give.
Yeah.
But it's now tied off completely, and she tied it up. Honestly, there is nothing for you to do. It's the captain. He said he would have a joke with somebody, the first person that asked to do something.
It's fine. I like to learn, and just doing this has made me learn something new.
It is.
So thank you.
You are a very good sport. Thank you very much, Florian.
I will take note as Florian of how she did tie it up,
Okay.
and everything though. Florian's got a little bit of shit's going on, and he wants to know a little bit about things
Okay.
just in case anything happens.
Sure.
I, on the other hand, knew how to tie the knots. I'm sat there going, "Oh well, yes, I'll say I'll do it like this." I'm like, "No, I can't."
No, Florian would have no idea. So
Yeah, I'll go back
wonder-
and go back up to the captain's bit, and then just find a place to sit down and relax.
sure. So, you can see the captain is just having a big old grin at this. That Timo, she's funny. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. A little laugh and a little joke. It's
It is,
brings people joy. It's fine by me.
this is easy enough once we get going. It's no need for you to do anything. But, relax, enjoy. You are a friend of Snow. You don't need to do anything. Just relax. We got this. We do this all day, every day.
Thank you, Cap.
Honestly, it's all good.
And I'll do exactly just that. Sit down, relax, and get a bit of energy back.
Yeah, your arms and legs feel like, when you've been working out, they feel all light again at the end. That's good. So, So, as you sail on through the afternoon, it gets to about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and the sun starts to set as you plough further south out into the bay. Snow, you're not really used to the big open waterway. You've been down there a couple of times, but normally it's the steep slopes of the mountain rivers that you're used to. the locks that they entail. But it's nice on the open water. It's very relaxing, and the water is smooth. Just little wavelets here and there, but there's nothing to rock the boat too much. It's plain sailing, as it were. So, whoever would like to make a perception check may do so.
Well, I think we should do because we're hunting for monsters.
Are hunting for monsters.
Good point.
5.
17.
17. Okay. Anybody else? Or is that... We're just...
Well,
12.
I got a
9.
13.
A 13.
9.
And a 9. Okay. So, yeah, it's pleasant. It's relaxing. The sea air is... it's more of a salty air than you've had before. Back in the harbour, it wasn't that salty. Once you're out into this large body of water, it is slightly salty, which is a bit odd for most of you, and it's tiring. You feel tired, but in a good way. You know, it's like being out in the fresh air all day. You're like, oh wow, tired, man. Yorick, you, as you're sort of scanning for monsters, at Gus's insistence, you swear that out to the right you could see on the horizon a sail, or is it sail? It's something big. You presume it's a sail. It's a long way away. But
I think I see something.
What's that?
I think it's just another boat. It's just over there. You see it?
Oh yeah, I see it now. You pointed out, but that's not a monster. It's a boat, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, I'm just pointing things out. I mean, the sea's quite nice, but it's boring to look at, isn't it?
yeah, there's not much going on, is there?
so, with that said, the sail sort of just dips across the horizon, starts to get smaller and smaller, and you hear a cry, sort of,
What was that?
What's that?
bit strange.
Oh.
You look up, and there are a couple of birds sort of circling the boat, but really high up. Or yeah, that's really high. They're bigger than they look. Those birds. They're very familiar. In fact, they're not birds.
Ah. Oh,
You know what they are, Yorick. You've seen these before. You've hunted these before.
Gus,
yeah.
do you see that?
Oh, bloody hell.
Shit.
Do any of us recognize see them? Sorry. Looking
You all
up.
rolled really low.
Ah,
What are they doing down here? I thought they lived in the mountains.
I mean, you could see that the dwarves are excited about something, but then they're always excited about something. Are you two talking in dwarvish or common?
Oh, always. When it's just us two, we always talk in
Yeah.
Dwarvish.
Yeah.
It's just a natural thing.
And Snow's far away, so he can't hear you.
We need to keep an eye on them.
Do you think we should tell anyone?
Well, if they get closer, maybe, but I think let's just leave it for now.
I
It's
didn't
like
think
we might have to explain things a bit, wouldn't we? And we don't really, well,
I know.
yeah,
I didn't think they ever left the mountains.
me neither. I didn't think we had mountains, but we're here.
I know, or maybe more dwarves would have left the mountains if they were.
Yeah. But they can't leave the mountains much because all these people say they've never heard of them before,
I
apart
know,
from fairy tales.
right?
So why are they here?
Maybe people just look up and see them, but they think they're just little birds that are closer than they are.
Or big birds that are further away.
Or no, they're really big and they're really far away
Mm,
at the moment. So maybe people think they're small birds closer.
right, that would make sense.
Right. By this time, Trellador, Florian, the dwarves are jabbering on about something, but they keep looking up. And it's like you look up,
You're good.
some birds up there. Look like birds. Evening, Natalie.
Hello.
Apologies.
Hello.
Hello, no worries.
Oh,
Ooh, darkness.
yeah.
In the
Dark.
darkness, good. Right.
Past darkness.
So, quick recap. You've left shore and you've gained a Jordan. So the boat has left shore. Oh! That's better. I can see you. Bye, Jordan. Oh dear. So the boat has left shore, avoiding any bumping into other boats, which was good. Florian has had a trick played on him by the captain and another member of the crew called Timu.
As much of it as I could was while we were travelling. So
Okay, cool.
I heard about the little trick with Florian.
Yeah, okay, cool. And the dwarves have just noticed something high in the sky that appeared to be to Florian and Trellador, anyway, birds. But they're rambling on in Dwarvish, as they do, all about, well, this. So, where would you like to be on the boat?
Well, obviously there seems to be no jobs that they want anyone to do, from what I could gather.
No.
So probably just sort of taking in the sea air and just strolling along on the deck, really.
Okay, cool. So, sorry, continue, Dwarven types.
Do we recognise the birds, by the way? So we've looked up after noticing that they keep looking up.
Make a nature check.
No.
9.
9. What'd you get, Floro?
4.
4. I mean, they're birds, right?
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Okay.
Can't be a threat, they're tiny.
Okay.
Florian's not having a good day.
He's not, is he? Bless him.
Let's just keep an eye on them and just see what happens.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I think I might just get my crossbow out and start cleaning it, just in case.
I think that's a pretty smart idea.
So I'll sit down where we are and I'll just get my crossbow out and just clean it.
Okay.
If I see Gus doing that, I'll be like, "Darling, that's a wonderful idea," and I'll pull out my bow and just start tweaking the string and carefully cleaning it.
Okay, fair enough. So there's some weapon cleaning going on. Nice.
I'm not preparing for a fight. I'm just cleaning it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, so after about sort of 10-15 minutes, the birds disappear out of view.
Mm. Oh, that was close.
Well, just because we can't see him anymore, he might have gone off and attacked someone else.
I don't think so, because nobody knows about them. So, I mean, if there were attacking places down here, everyone would know about them, wouldn't they? Maybe they just wanted to stretch their wings. And they were so high up, no one knew what they were.
Maybe.
Don't write that down. Just
No, I think I should write it down. I'm documenting everything that happens on this journey.
well, write it down, but do it in a secret code so no one else will understand it.
But right, when we go back home,
Oh,
at some point, we kind of need to sort of justify our absence, right?
that's true.
And by writing this sort of, I don't know, a journal or document of the outside world, I need to document everything. And the dwarves would probably want to know if there were those things flying around out here.
Right, I see what you mean. Yeah, yep, definitely. Because, like, yeah, as you say, we thought they just stayed up in the mountains, and everyone else does as well. So there's got to be some funny reason around down here, isn't there?
And if we go back with important information like that, then they may not be so mad with us that we run away.
Yeah, your mum might not smack us so hard.
Oh, she's definitely going to smack us hard.
Oh, that's true.
She definitely is. Okay. So, the evening progresses, it gets darker and darker, and you can see that Timu is moving about the boat past you, Snow. You would know this. Nighttime running, lights are on. She's turning on lights all around the boat. And says to you, Snow. So, dinner will be 10 minutes in the galley.
Okay.
So,
I will warn the rest of them.
thank you. It's good to have you aboard.
Yes, nice to be on the water again.
Have you been out here before?
No, we tend to stick inland, but it's good to be on the water again.
Yeah, this is a good trip, this one, because we have to curve all the way out into the bay to avoid the strong current from the ocean. Then we can curve back in and then head down inland. But it's a good trip. It's nice and peaceful, nice restful. This way anyway. Coming back is harder, but whatever. It is what it is, yeah.
Yes, of course.
Cool. Hey, I like your friend Florian. He's he can take a joke. I like him.
Yes, he's got a sense of humor. He's a bit fragile, but you know.
Yeah. You know, he probably needs some fur. That would bulk him up a little bit.
It might save him from getting hit so hard.
Oh, he's a squishy person. Shame, I thought he had some muscle on him, but...
Yeah, he's got muscles, but he can't take a hit. He's got a bit of glass jaw.
Oh, I see. So, I see, okay. So, no boxing matches for him then?
Yes, I wouldn't advise it.
Okay. I leave him alone for today. She heads back up. And you can see she takes the wheel as the captain goes down.
Snow would sort of spring up the front of the wheelhouse.
So you got those of you sitting on the wheelhouse, all of a sudden snow just appears at the front of the wheelhouse.
Oh, where did you come from?
Dinner will be about 10 minutes in the galley if you want to start making your way down.
All right, thank you.
Wonderful, darling. I always get enraptured by watching out in the water when we do these trips.
It is very peaceful.
Would I be close enough to hear this?
Yeah, I'll say so. You've just been sort of wandering about, leaning on the railing, looking out over the sea. You can hear that they're talking about dinner up there.
Okay.
So as you make your way to the galley, there are a couple of... The captain is at his seat at the head of the table. Come in, come in. Get yourself a plate. Help yourself to the food. Sit down, eat. There is no, how you say, there is no formality here.
No standing on ceremony.
Not at all. Not at all, Mr. Snow. So, come along in. And today we have a very special announcement of a dinner. So get your plates, sit down, and I will announce.
Thank you. It's very kind of you.
There,
Sorry, go on, Natalie.
I was just saying it's very kind of him.
it's not a problem. Look, you are friends of Snow. We are going this way. He needed passage. And no doubt in the future someday, you may be able to do me a favor.
Of course.
Which, you know, who knows when that will be. Anyway, get yourself some food, have a seat, and I will tell you of my announcement. You can see Kel has a plate as well. He's sat down as well. He sort of waves at me. So once you...
I mean, get him.
He's like, oh. Once you get yourselves plates and set yourself down at the table, so Captain puts his drink down. So, we have a very special announcement today. Today's sailor of the day is Mr. Florian Winchester for having the good grace to hold her up for a very long time.
Why, thank you, Captain. My pleasure.
You are very welcome, Mr. Florian. Thank you so much for taking a joke. So, honestly, on this trip, he says this to everyone, all of you, relax. There is nothing for you to do. Mr. Snow, I will ask to do certain things, but because he knows he used to work on the boats, he knows what to do. The rest of you, just enjoy, relax. It is an easy day for you tomorrow. Just relaxing, watch the water, enjoy the sunshine. Okay? So, enjoy your meal. Florian, hats off once more.
Aye, Captain.
So, he goes back to eating his meal. And Kel, you can see he's eating his meals. So, I am on watch tonight again because I get all the best jobs. The captain says, whatever. So, but if anybody wishes to watch with me, I will be, up top where I like to be.
Personally, I find the nighttime more calm and relaxing, and
It is,
stars are
yes.
just so beautiful.
Stars are pretty, very shiny. And plus you can tell which way you're going by the way they look and they move. And I'm learning this. Our team
Well,
was
it takes a very keen eye to be able to navigate by star. So if you're learning that, then you must be very smart.
Why, thank you. He's smart enough. Not bad.
It is essential for us.
Indeed, Mr. Snow is right. It's essential skills to learn. So, with that, Kel finishes up his dinner. Says, okay, I will see you later, perhaps. I go up the stairs. So, see you later. Sort of scampers out. You can sort of hear him making his way up to the top of the boat. The captain says, so, I will leave you to your own devices for the rest of the evening. If I will be in the wheelhouse or later in my cabin, but anything you need, let one of the crew know. Speak to Kel, he can come and find anybody. So, have a very good evening. I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin.
Wanders up.
I will
So-
produce the hand crossbow with the starts of the with the pattern.
Yeah.
Started to sort of add sort of silver leaf into elements of it.
Okay.
Just hand it back over to me.
Yorick, fancy a song? Nice dwarven drinking song to entertain everyone.
You're muted,
Can't hear you,
Mark.
mate. You're muted.
Just pre-muting because my singing voice. Dwarven singing voice, anyway. My Martin singing voice is angelic, of course.
Obviously.
So we'll start a dwarven singing drinking song. So lots of stamping on the floor and banging of tankards on the table and some
Okay.
probably very out of tune yodeling.
Okay, give me a performance check, the pair of you.
Okay, performance. Oh, that's quite good for me. No, it's not. 6.
6. Awesome.
All my dice are visible.
Oh, I rolled really well. 17.
17. Okay. So, Gus, you start off with this god awful tune, but the beat you've managed to hold. So, Yorick, you think about it for a few minutes or a few seconds, 30 seconds or so. Oh, he's singing that one, right? And you join in and you take over the vocals, and it's actually pretty good. The rest of you sort of like it starts off really badly as Gus. It's like completely out of tune and you can't understand a word he's saying. But then Yorick takes over the vocals, and whilst it's still in Dwarven, most of you can't understand, it sounds like a tune now. And it sounds like something you can have a good rousing drink up to. It's really quite good. So, is that happening? Yeah. You do look around, there is no booze on the boat. So whatever booze you're trying to drink with, it will be anything you brought with you. Did you bring any with you?
Yes, actually, we have
We have some orcish.
some
Orcish
orcish
mead.
mead.
Some mead, yes.
Okay. Is that what you're breaking out to drink?
Yes.
Well, I presumed there was something on board, but there isn't. So if there isn't, then I'm sure we'd have had a small glass of orcish mead.
We did have a fair amount of it left. I think we bought like 4 each and drunk
you bought-
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've got.
I think half of it got missed as you were trying to cant it,
Yeah,
though.
You've got 3.5 glasses in the
in a wine skin, I think.
in the water skin.
Well, I will offer it to anyone. I'll go around and see if anyone else wants.
Is anybody taking?
Thank you. No, not for me.
Oh, thank you. I've got to be a bit sensible on watch.
No, darling, it's might too heavy for me.
Well, I'll definitely have one.
Every time someone rejects me, they just get this quizzical look of like, what? Like, as if they just rejected water.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this out. Snow hasn't drunk since you've met him.
I knew there was something odd about you.
Gets no drunk challenge accepted.
Ugh. Oh god, you D&D, you characters who don't drink, you're so boring.
Okay.
Drink.
So you're having a glass of mead each. It's as potent as you remember. So, well, I'll say you don't get particularly drunk because are you treating it with more care than last time, or are you? Just...
Oh yeah, just sipping it. I have memory of what happened last time, and I'm sure Yorick will give me a kick if I try to drink it too fast.
Kind of caught us out a bit last time.
Yeah.
So you drink more carefully, but still, it's the drinking songs roused your blood a bit, so you're a bit.
Happy fun time.
So it's quite entertaining to the rest of you. There's 2 dwarves drinking and then taking little sips.
Whilst that is going on, Florian would have just leant over towards Melissa and be like, I'm just gonna go up top and feel a bit of the breeze, and I'm gonna go up top, if I may, up to
Yeah,
the
sure,
deck.
of course.
I'll give Kel a nod,
Kel is
As
on
opposed-
top of the wheelhouse.
Yep, I'll just
The
give him a
captain
nod.
is in the wheelhouse currently.
And I'll kind of just go and find a bit of a not so lit part of the deck.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just sit there, kind of in a meditative stance, and focus a little bit on my sister. My words are failing me tonight. Dakota, and see if I can feel any of those feelings whilst being awake, what I've had the previous 2 nights, and
Okay.
see if there's any other connection which seems to be present at this time.
Okay. As you clear your mind of all the other things and concentrate on Dakota, trying to get into that frame of mind you were in your dream, make an insight check for me. I finally did it. I finally got Fiddy to insight himself.
Vinny did an insight check without asking to roll an insight.
I know.
I did. It's amazing. 15.
15. Okay. As you sit and you clear your mind, you can just hear gentle sound of the water hitting the hull of the boat, the occasional clink of rigging against wooden mast. You try to bring the images that you saw of Dakota to mind, to try and connect with her in the way that twins can. And briefly, you get a flash of her panic, just panic, absolute panic. That's all you're getting. She's panicking. Somewhere she's panicking. She's not happy. She's trying to get away, but can't
Just a feeling, right?
concentrate on
Not.
it for long enough to get any other details. It's just that feeling, overwhelming feeling of panic and wanting to get away.
Okay, I'll take that into account. Open my eyes and kind of take a deep breath in, and then exhale, and then just. It's at the front of the boat, actually, isn't it? I'll go to our quarters.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go to sleep straight away. I'll just wait for a couple of people to get back and just kind of like chill out.
Okay, cool. Would anybody else like to do anything?
In the dining hall, after Florian says that, I'd probably give it 20 minutes and step out onto the deck myself.
Okay, I'll say
See that
you catch him just as he gets up to go to the forward cabin that you're sharing.
you're right, darling.
I think I'm alright, Melissa, but Dakota definitely isn't. I just tried to still myself and see if that connection was there, not when I'm asleep, and there is. It's that twin thing again, but
Yeah, that's how it goes from what I've read.
she very brief, very, very brief, but she's panicking. She wants to get away from something, somewhere, or whatever it is. And
She's scared. And whoever's doing this to her, we're gonna find them. We're gonna set this right.
I hope so, but I'm trying to concentrate on different things and making sure that me, you, and the group is safe in what we're doing, where we go.
The rest of us will be fine. And I'll kind of take kind of take hold of Florian's wrists and place his hands over his heart and just say, so long as you keep that connection, that love you have for your sister, she'll be fine.
There ain't
She
no
will
way
be
I'm
safe.
ever gonna lose that.
No.
Thank you, Melissa. It's calm me down somewhat. I'm just hoping I get a better night's sleep tonight than previous nights. I
I
mean,
hope you do, darling.
I've got 5 hearts on my chest now, so hopefully they're the last ones.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of give my chest a bit of a rub.
As you do so, it's sore, very
Yep.
sore.
I kind of do it in the fact that I knew it would be,
Yeah.
and that bit of kind of this is what we're doing, whatever we're doing for, and I'll kind of grab Melissa's hands, just like on the fingertips, and just grip them a bit tighter than anybody usually would.
Did you
Give
say
her-
suck on her fingertips?
No.
I was going to say,
Why? Why?
What?
What?
What is wrong with you, James?
James, that
No,
No.
James, bad.
bad, James, bad.
Back in your
Grip.
box.
Grip on her fingertips.
Oh, right, okay.
Give her a nod, as if to say thank you, and I needed it, and
Grumpy
then
Bear is gonna have a field day with that one.
head towards the cabin again, and do exactly what I said I'll do the next time. Just try and sort of like relax myself and get into that kind of sleep state without anything in my mind.
Cool.
As he walks off, I'll kind of remain standing there and looking out over the dark water, just kind of with those scars that he's got in mind. I just start thinking through if I've ever seen something like that at the temple.
Let me a history check.
John, drink.
— 20.
Yes, please. I'll have a beer, please.
Is there one in there?
Yeah. I mean, there's never been somebody with these type of wounds before. Certainly. I mean, you've heard of allegedly other temples, other religions saying that stigmata has happened, where symbols of the temple have appeared on people's bodies, but you've always kind of dismissed it as just
Viewing it out as just
idiocy.
general nonsense.
Yeah, it's just nonsense and lies and half truths and all the general chicanery that the so-called religions pump out. But might there be something to it? It's certainly taking the shape of your amulet.
And then kind of just running the image we saw in the second temple, the illusion of
Okay.
the two of them.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, it seems like some sort of charm spell that she used there. But I mean, you're
For a moment, just let doubt seep into my mind, and then shake it off. Compose myself, and then head back inside to the rooms to get some rest.
okay. Anybody else like to do anything before retiring?
Yes, but I am waiting until the captain retires to his cabin because I want to speak to him privately.
Okay.
After
I'll
a
let you know
couple
when
of
that
the
happens. Sorry, no. Go.
after a couple of the dwarven drinking songs, Celeste would politely excuse herself and then go back to the deck and just sort of find somewhere under the stars where she can happily sit safely and meditate for her 4 hours.
Sure, yeah. Uh, easy enough to do. You find a space. It's like I say, it's fairly peaceful. The water lapping against the wooden hull, the rigging just sort of tapping against the wooden mast, sort of creaking and other noises. It's actually fairly restful. So you manage to slip into your meditative trance fairly swiftly, I'll say.
I would sneak up on the deck and, as quietly as possible, climb the ladder up behind Mel.
Make a stealth check for me.
Don't fuck me. 23.
23. Okay, so you carefully climb the ladder and you find Kel sitting there watching you. Hello, Mr. Snow. I heard you come from below.
Very observant.
I'm on watch. I have to be. And of course the captain is just below too, so if you sneak up on me when I'm on watch and the captain sees, it's not going to go well for me. But I like it. It's a test, yes?
Yes. And you passed.
Oh, good. So,
It's always important, if you aspire to be a scout, to be both quiet and observant.
yes, I was just sitting. I watched that Mr. Florian. He came up and he sat for a while. And then Miss Melissa came out to watch and had a chat with him. I didn't listen to them, obviously, because I'm watching everything, so.
Of course.
But then Miss Celeste, I saw her come, she's over there, look, she's sitting.
Yes, she will wake up later.
I will keep an eye out to make sure she is okay.
I will take my customary position at
Okay,
the bow.
okay. I will make sure you are okay too. You see the captain pops his head up. Says, okay, so you have the watch, Mr. Kell. Be very observant. I will see you in the morning. Hopefully, there will be no need to wake me. This is what we hope. Okay. And he goes back down and towards the aft, the stern of the ship, and opens his cabin door. So. Yet, as you've been awaiting those sort of movements, I'll say there's a pretty good chance the captain has disappeared.
I shall go to his cabin, presuming I know approximately where it is, and knock on his door.
I mean, it's not that big of a boat. You know where the captain's cabin is. You knock on the door and... Oh, come in.
Captain, if I might take a few moments of your time.
Of course. Come in, take a seat. And you walk in. The captain's cabin is not as big as the room you guys are staying in, but there's a comfortable bunk. There's a desk and a chair. Some maps, some instruments. Take a seat, and he sits on the bed. Ushers you to the chair. What can I do for you, Miss Miette?
I wish to ask, Captain, if you had a lore master on your ship.
The Lord Master? No, we are not. It's been a very long time since the Trading Waters clan had lore masters. Back in the mists of time, maybe, but no more. We have a captain who serves to teach his crew about life, but no Lord Master. We trade. We do not lead stories. The stories are for, no offense intended, for your folk. You are the keepers of the stories, no?
These stories, yes, but you have no one who keeps the warnings.
I mean, what warnings do we need? We know about the dangers of the water, the dangers of the creatures near and in the water. But that is sort of what other things could we need warnings about?
The mist that devour.
Mr. Devour? I'm not
Has no one told you the stories of the fog that has been following us on land and taking people?
The fog follows people? Takes them? I mean, Miss Miette, this sounds like, no offense intended again, but this does sound like a story, not a warning. You understand this?
I do understand it is difficult for those who have not encountered it, but I have seen the Fogned take two of our families, two caravans devastated by it.
He sort of
And
looks at you
because
for a minute and gives you a quizzical look. Now, I can read people quite well. And you are telling the truth.
as I know it, yes.
This is very concerning. I would like you to continue. I apologize for my interruption.
No, it is quite all right. As I said, the fog takes those it encounters wholly and without any sign of struggle. It has taken my family and taken every one of another family that I knew. I encountered an elder in one of the cities we left who knew of this and was charged me with spreading the warning as much of our people as I could.
I see. I see.
There
This,
is less risk on water than there is on land, but any risk deserves a warning.
of course, and I appreciate this. Okay. Uh, so this elder you speak of, they told you to talk to the Trading Waters Club, too?
All tabaxi, she said.
All tabaxi? This is very
All
serious.
tabaxi should know.
Huh. And this elder's name, could I take it, please?
Carfanon.
Carfanon?
Carfanon of the Gifield. No, that was the name of the city. Yeah.
Carfanon. I know this name. Why do I know this name?
She was a grandmother. Perhaps you have met her before when you were a kid.
Carfanon. I will think on this. I'm sure I know this name. Yes, I'm sure I do. I'm sure my father said something. But Carfanon. Huh. I will try to remember about this.
Thank you, Captain.
There was a story he used to tell that he claimed Carfanon told him. But I cannot remember. I will remember overnight, I think. I will search my memory for this. I thank you, Miss Miette, for your warning, and I am truly, truly sorry for your loss. If there is anything we can do to make this in any way easier, please let us know. Let me know.
Your hospitality has meant everything to me, Captain.
He sort of bows deeply. Miss Miette, you are welcome on my boat anytime.
Thank you. I wish to also mention, in protection against this fog, should you encounter it, Celeste and Yorick have magics that can protect against it. Weapons do no good against it. But there is also a rune of protection from my people that seems to have had some effect, which I tested myself before we came back to your boat. And with your permission, I would inscribe this on the hull of your boat.
Miss Miette, I believe that would be a very good thing for you to do. That would be, yes, that would be most grateful for that protection. If there is anything you need, any tools or anything, Mr. Snow does have some inscription tools I've seen him use on the crossbow. He sort of looks at your belt and sees the crossbow. I see you're wearing the very crossbow he has been working on. That's good.
Yes, he has given it to me for use to defend myself. I may ask for some of your crew for help so I do not fall overboard in my work, but
This,
I think I should
this
be
we
able to
will
bring in
do.
it on the morrow.
Yes, indeed. Let us do this in the daylight, I think. It's good. And I will have time to remember the story, perhaps.
Thank you, Captain. And thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for your warning, Miss Mietz. Now, please, get some rest.
Of course. Good night, Captain.
Good night. So, I take it you wander back to the your
We'll
shared
wander back
cabin?
up onto the deck, first of all, to keep watch with Cal for a while.
Okay.
And by watch, I mean distract him.
Okay. So, Trelador, Gus, Florian, what are you up to?
I think after having a good sing-song and a drink, I'll be ready for bed after all that fresh air and salt.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, same. Probably got a bit of a headache now. On the
Yeah.
singing.
It was quite loud.
Florian will more than likely be drifting off or asleep by the time anybody gets back into the cabin.
Okay, so Miet is on watch with Kel. Everybody else is going to sleep, and Snow is staying on watch in the bow. Okay, so those that are on watch, roll me a perception check, please.
22.
22, nice.
13.
13. Yeah. So as you get up to the wheelhouse at the top of the top deck, Kel greets you. Ah, Miss Miet, you've come for a watch, yes?
I have. I would be delighted to join you.
Oh, well, please, the deck is yours. I will, this is obviously the best spot but I do take a walk around the decks every now and again, just to, be careful, be safe. You never can tell at night. So, with a 13, there's not a lot going on. Kel seems pleased to have company, and pleased it's you. So, Snow.
My plan to stuff him into my rucksack when we leave the boat is progressing.
I'm sure he would have no objections. Excuse me, sorry. So, Snow, with your 22, you look out over the water, beyond the running lights, which are dims slightly as you're running at night. The sail has been trimmed in, so it's slow progress, but you're still moving. You see another set of lights quite far away. Let's say you estimate probably about half a mile away, but there are running lights that you would know, the forward lights seem to be coming towards you generally. I mean, not straight at you, but travelling in this direction. But that wouldn't be unusual, trade routes and stuff. So, shouldn't be a problem. But that's kind of all you see, really. You notice Miet and Kel have a quick conversation. And then Kel says, Miet, I must take a walk. Would you want to come with, or would you like to stay here?
I will stay here. I would only make too much noise for you.
Okay, I will be back very shortly. And you see him go down the ladder and go aft first, and then circle back round through the wheelhouse and then round to where you are. he sort of, Mr. Snow?
It might be worth keeping an eye. There is another boat on the water.
Yes, I see
Yes.
the one over there, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. It's fairly normal for this position. We have, they should pass us maybe 1,000 feet, something like that is the closest they will get. But they are far away at the moment, so. But thank you so much for noticing and letting me know.
Have you seen any sight of the boat that was stolen?
The Antiva? No,
Yes.
no. I have heard though that they have gone pirate. They are preying on other traders. But they are far, far inland to the in the bay. They are way to the west. Is like what I hear. I don't know for sure, of course. But this is the rumor. You know how sailors, we like to talk to each other.
Yes.
And, they are far away from us, so you hear just a little tiny bit of disappointment in his voice. So, pirates far away is a good thing, right?
Was it is a good thing?
Yes.
I'm sensing a little disappointment.
No. No. I would not, never, not me. I am fine trader.
It's okay, yeah. We were all young once.
Okay, but don't tell anyone. He's
course
quite romantic though, pirate, right?
Well,
I guess probably not though.
if you call being violently boarding other boats, threatening people, stealing, and then...
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. I think perhaps I don't like pirates.
Probably a good idea.
Okay. I would go. Continues on his walk round the patrol of the boat. So the watch continues, ends without incident. Are you waking anybody in particular, or?
Snow would probably head below and sort of nudge Trelador.
Okay, Trelador is currently in a dreamless trance. But you can certainly try waking him.
So how long has it been?
Usually watches last for about 3 hours, but...
Okay. Okay, well...
Up to you. I mean, you can stay awake for an extra hour if you want until the elves naturally rouse.
Probably stay on watch for another hour until...
Okay. So you both do that. I'll say... Yeah. Kel points out the lights of the other boat and explains to you that obviously this is a trade route and they don't get very close, but nothing to worry about. He's basically, showing off a little bit. So,
I love him so much.
But eventually, Celeste, Trelador, you come back to consciousness, as is your wont as elves. And Snow, you can see Celeste on the deck, just sort of stretches, gets up.
If I see them, I'll just sort of look over and sort of, everything okay, sort of gesture.
Yeah, you can see Snow is in the front, Mia is
Being
up
quiet.
top.
Very good. Would you like to get some rest now, Miette?
I will, thank you. Oh, and Kel?
Yes?
If you find yourself without any duties tomorrow, come seek me out. I have something for you.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Oh, Snow would slide.
Good night, Kel.
Snow would slide down off sort of the front to the piece of the ship.
Uh-huh.
I just nestle down as usual.
I'm not going to leave the hold. I'm going to stay in the hold and keep an eye on Florian in case he has any theatrics.
Okay, good to know. Right.
True up.
It's the ship we all wanted. So, perception checks for Celeste and Florian, please.
15.
Trelador, Florence asleep.
Sorry, Trelador.
So I reacted to it.
Yeah, that's
12.
12. Okay, so with a 15. Quick one for Kel. Yeah. 15, it's pretty quiet. You can see the lights of this other boat. It's still very far away. And Kel explains to you as well that they'll probably pass you in the next couple of hours, but they won't get very close from there. The angle that they're sailing at should be at least 1,000 feet, possibly more. So,
You've obviously done this for some time.
I've done it a couple of times, and the captain has taught me a lot of what to expect on watch, so that I am not surprised, so I can deal with things. I don't have to go run to him to ask him what is happening. So,
Do you know how to fight at all?
to fight, I mean, maybe too. I can.
I was just
He
curious.
sort of pulls from his belt a hand crossbow. I have one of these, which I can use. I'm training to be a scout after all. And he pulls his shirt back and see there's a similar, but not quite the same dagger necklace that Snow has, but it's got 2 daggers in it. It's not the big sort of array of armory that Snow is, but there are 2 daggers that he can pull out.
Yes, I think I've seen or glimpsed something similar like that.
It's
with
my
Snow.
first scouts, Nicholas.
He tends to keep his a little more hidden, though.
Really? Looking at you. Sorry. Distracted by the chat. There will be consequences for that one.
That's what she said.
Right, so completely distracted there, thank you. So yes, but Mr. Snow is, full scout. I am only training. So, but yes, I can.
We all
fight.
have to start somewhere.
Do you do fighting?
I'm mostly work with magic, but
You see his
I
eyes
do know
sort
how
of
to use
widen
a bow.
Ooh.
And I'll just use druid craft to craft a crown of like sea kelp.
We lost the Snow. Oh dear.
He's gone super stealthy.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
shit.
got to
I hate
sleep,
it when the
so-
rogue disappears like this.
So he's
Sometimes I
like,
think his
that
Discord
is-
goes
That
wonky.
is very clever.
Yeah,
Just,
you may have it.
sort of picks it up. He's real. That's so clever. How did you do that?
It's
Oh.
one of the few little
He's-
tricks that I can do.
He's very, very clever. He
With
sort of
these
looks
people,
around.
with
and
this
sort of-
group that I'm with, I tend to do mostly a lot of healing, if I'm honest.
Healing magics is very important. So,
Some of the party tend to be a little bit prone to getting hurt.
oh, that is too bad. Hang on, just.
So I think you're
just
very wise by using a hand crossbow. Keeps you at a distance.
You see, he's sort of not focusing on you anymore. He's looking out towards the lights.
Is everything okay, Cal?
I think so. They adjusted their course a little, but
Should we be worried?
no, not yet. It's okay. They are. See, they correct again. It's okay. It's okay.
I'll just sort of tap my hand on his shoulder and sort of give him guidance as well.
Okay,
And it
noted.
also helps people be a little bit better in certain ways sometimes.
How long does that last?
It lasts a minute.
A minute, okay. And that's a D4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an extra D4 to any ability.
He sort of looks. I might just go down to the bow to have a little look. So you stay
course.
here. I will be back very shortly. He stealths past snow up onto the bow, and you sort of lose sight of him as he sort of disappears into the woodwork down at the front. So, Trello. Sorry,
Yeah.
we got a bit sidetracked there, but you rolled a 15, was it? No,
12.
12. So you're watching Florian mainly.
Yeah, at some point I'm just going to get up and walk over to Florian and just stare at him for a little while,
Okay.
and then take out one of my hand axes and just open his shirt up a little bit and just have a look at the marks that are on his chest now.
Kinky.
Okay.
Then-
Make.
I'm going to use my magic awareness to see
Okay.
if I can sense a spell.
I did not consent to this. I did not consent to this.
You are asleep.
I can't see it at the moment, but I imagine the chat is going wild.
I would imagine so.
Already.
Okay. So your magic awareness. Let's have a look.
Open my awareness to the presence of a concentrated magic. Location of a spell or magic item.
Okay.
If it's the spell, I know what school of magic it belongs to.
Cool. All right. Okay. So you gently lift Florian's shirt. It's a little tacky onto the wounds that he's got there, and you sort of feel out with your awareness, and you sense it's not quite finished, but there is the beginnings of a spell here. Let's have a look. It feels like an enchantment spell, but you're not sure what it's going to do or what it is. But it's not completed. You know that much.
Okay, I'll just go back to just patrolling the hold, but every now and again just look over and just make sure that Florian's not having any bad dreams.
So, in an hour or so passes, maybe 2 hours. Florian. When you went to sleep, you were trying to clear your mind, and that connection with Dakota is uppermost in your thoughts. And you don't know how long you've been asleep, but you fell into a fairly deep sleep. And again, you feel that panic, that rising urge to run. You need to be away from this place. It's confusing. There are people that are not people, but they look like people, but they don't act like them sometimes, and it's really confusing. Apart from Vale, she's always nice, but the rest of them are really weird. And you need to get out. You need to contact Florian. He'll help. Florian can help, right? He's always helped before. And you awake with a start, and Trelador, you are sitting watching as he sort of again starts to thrash almost in his sleep, and he just sits bolt upright again.
Good morning.
Did I see, and before I reply to Trellador, did I see anything?
No, it was
It was
just a
all
feeling.
feelings.
It's all feelings and thoughts and panic.
No pain this time.
No pain this time.
Are you okay?
Again, Trellador, I think I'm fine. It's my sister who I'm mostly worried about.
What's she done now?
She wants to get out of somewhere. I won't be as loud as I'm talking now, by the way. It will be
No, everybody else is
everyone's
still
asleep,
asleep.
yeah. Again, you might find this a little bit too boring or a little bit too whimsical.
You boring? Never.
It's that feeling again, Trellador. I'd just blanket. He's asked, and she's panicking. She wants to get out of wherever the hell she is, and it's strange. I don't know. I don't know if you know much about magic. I know you're handy with your axes, but she's very confused. It feels like it's like she's surrounded by people who aren't people, but act like them, but sometimes don't. It's a bit of a blur when you're kind of going through this in a dream, but remember it so vividly when you wake up.
I mean, I know of magic, I don't care for it myself, but perhaps you should speak to one of the magical people. Maybe Celeste. She might be able to help you with her tricks. Maybe she can convert this one-way dream into a two-way dream, and maybe you'd be able to contact your sister.
That is a very good idea.
I mean, it's probably beyond her, but you can ask.
It's always asking anything of anyone, Trellador.
Well, we're a
that
group now, aren't we?
Not just now, we've been a group for a while, I think, but I'm going to ask you if you know of magics. Do you know anything or heard of anything about what's going on with me?
Would I?
I mean, you've been around magic. You could make an Arcana check to try and put into words what you detected if you wanted to do that.
14.
14. I mean, you don't really know much more than you discovered.
Magic is a tricky thing. People who wield it are normally overconfident and are not very good at controlling it. So I prefer to deal with things that are a bit more easily controllable.
I understand that. Yeah, I think I need to ask somebody who's a bit more in control and potentially a bit more knowledgeable. Not saying that you aren't. You're a very intelligent person. But
You don't need to flatter me.
these scars don't just appear out of nowhere, do they? I've been thinking about them for some time.
I mean, from what I can tell, and obviously I'm no magician, they do appear to be magical. I have an eye for that sort of thing. I don't understand it, but I can tell. So maybe speak to one of the magicians and see what they think about it.
If you got an eye for it, do you know what type of magic it is? Is it bad magic? Is it?
I think all magic is bad.
Well, take matter of opinion out of it, Trellador. From experience and what do you know, is it?
It's a magical thing that's appeared on your chest and is hurting you. I'd say that's pretty bad, Florian.
Yeah, when you think of it like that, I suppose it is. But I'm sorry if I woke you again. I know you don't sleep much, but
No, I was just keeping. I've just come down here. Actually, I was up on deck keeping an eye up there.
I need to incite him once.
Make
we
a
start.
deception check.
But his instinct overruled there, it seems.
Yeah.
16
Must.
minus 1 for 15.
16. 11 plus 5.
So you just beat him. So yeah, you're pretty sure he's been down here a while, for sure.
That's good timing then, Trellador. It's glad I didn't wake you or anything and that you already were, but I'm gonna try and get my rest now.
Very well.
Even though of what has just gone on, DM, knowing that Trellador has been down here for a while, you won't see it because I'll turn my back to you, Trellador, as I sleep on the ground, but I'll kind of give myself a smile.
Okay.
And then try and fall asleep again.
Fair enough. Okay.
With that, I'll go up on deck to get an alibi.
Fair point. And with that, we'll take a little break before the next watch. So we'll be back just to give Grumpy Bear 5 minutes just to cool down just a little bit. It has gone a little bit.
I can't see the chat, unfortunately, but I imagine she's very excited.
That's a very big understatement. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, have a quick break. Let's grab a drink, and apparently Grumpy Bear is now cool, but we'll have a little break anyway. Grab a drink. Okay. Back soon. So, welcome back. As the watch comes to an end, Trellador, Celeste, you can see. Actually, give me another perception check now that you've moved up. Trellador and Celeste, you can do one as well.
19.
I'm obviously distracted by the lights. 9.
9. Yeah, you were busy looking for Kel, but you can't see him. Trellador, as you come up to the deck, you can see Celeste is up on top on the topmost deck above the wheelhouse. Kel is nowhere to be seen, and Snow is deep in the shadows of the bow, seemingly asleep. And there are some lights on a ship, you presume, heading towards you, getting not hugely close, but should they be that close? Still, you know, 1,000, 1,200 feet away, but
I probably won't. I don't really understand how the boats work, so if Kel's not worried, I'm not worried.
okay.
You probably see sort of Celeste doing this.
Yeah, Celeste seems to have lost something.
I'll just. Hello?
Have you seen Kel?
No, I assumed he was up here.
He went off. I think that boat might be getting a little bit too close, so just be wary.
Well, how am I going to stop a boat?
Well, just be prepared to take action should something occur.
What action?
Well, if they try to board us, maybe chop them in half?
Okay, that makes sense. On another matter, tomorrow, have a word with Florian. He might need your considerable talents.
Very well. Thank you, Trellador.
You're welcome.
Another awkward interaction. Fantastic. So, the end of your watch approaches. You can choose to wake someone or not. After all, you've already had a long rest, so it doesn't really matter to you. But
yeah, we can do the other 4 hours because Snow and me did 4 hours, and then we're doing the other 4 hours.
Okay.
I'll probably go and wake up Melissa, though. Knowing the dwarves are probably a bit.
Okay.
Can I help you, Trellador, darling?
Do you want to watch or do you want to sleep? You looked quite peaceful sleeping, but I thought I'd wake you up just to check.
Thank you. I try my best. No, I'll take a watch. I could do with some fresh air. Lots to think about as of late.
So you heading up, or are you?
Yeah, I'll head up and see Celeste and go.
Okay.
I'll stay down in the hold then.
Okay. I'll have a perception check from all three of you, please.
19.
15.
What? 19 or a 14. Sorry, what did you
15.
get, Melissa?
I got 14.
You got a 14.
I got 15.
You got 15. Okay, so
And I got 19.
you got 19. Okay, sorry. Okay, Kel, you were looking out for Kel, Celeste, and you could see his little head pop up, back up over the bow. He sort of makes his way back up to you. Says, Miss Celeste, I think we are okay, but I'm not sure. The boat is getting a little close for my liking, so I might just give it 5 minutes. If they do not change course, I will go wake the captain. But
Do they have a flag?
well, and he sort of looks up at the sky. It's a bit difficult to tell. It's not quite sunrise yet, but hopefully, as I said, the next 5-10 minutes we should be able to see a better. You can see that the sky is getting lighter, but it's not light enough to see any details of the boat yet.
Okay, I will keep an eye out as well.
Thank you.
More
Thank
eyes, always good.
you. Okay. Okay.
Melissa,
Darling?
Oh, sorry, Miss Melissa. Hello.
Callus, just slightly concerned about the approaching boat. We're just keeping an eye on it for the moment. Just possibly be prepared should something go awry.
I'll do my best. Human eyes can't see too great in the dark, but
No, but you're pretty quick on your heels, so if need be, you can go and get the others.
indeed.
How close to me would this conversation be taking place?
This is up on the wheelhouse, so you probably wouldn't hear it through your sleep.
And I'll look out into the inky darkness, see if I can see the.
You can see some lights, but I mean, you don't know how close, too close it is, really. Trellador, back down in the cabin. Everybody appears to be sleeping peacefully. Florian doesn't seem to be thrashing about. You notice there is still a little bit of blood just seeping through his shirt, but nothing to worry about. So, about 10 minutes pass, and the sky starts to lighten and lighten. And Kel says, "So, normally about now I would put the lights out and go and awake Timu, but I think we will keep the lights on. I will just..."
Would you like me to go and wake Timu?
Yes, please. I think this is you can see he's starting to get a little worried now.
I will.
Yes. Miss Timu's cabin is back towards the captain's, but on the left.
Very well. I will go post haste. And she'll sort of not quite run, but swiftly walk.
Yeah. Okay. So you get to Timu's cabin. You knock, and she says, "Oh, Kel, it's a little early, but okay, I understand."
There's a little bit of concern. There's a boat approaching that's getting a little bit too close for his comfort. So he asked if
Okay. Give me two seconds. You see her shrug on some clothing that sort of clanks as she put it on. So you guess there's some sort of weaponry there. And she sort of spins past you. "Sorry, I'll be right." And zips past you up to the top of the
And
house.
follow up.
"So, Kel, what is happened?" "Well, you see," you said, start discussing how close the boat is. And she's like, "Well, I think there's nothing to worry. See, they are adjusting." You can see the boat is slowly turning away from you. She says, "But it's my watch anyway, so I think..."
Should I wake Snow?
No, let them sleep. It's all good. It's not a problem. Kel, go and get some food and get some rest, huh? Yes, Miss Timu, so..." And he shoots down to the galley.
I sort of go in between where Timu is and a bit closer to Snow.
Yeah,
Sort of
Snow is
halfway between.
in the bow. So if you were going to go down off the wheelhouse deck, which is above the wheelhouse itself, you can get down and then onto the main deck. You can do that.
Not like close enough to wake him, but close enough to sort of, if I feel I need to.
Sure.
But just sort of keeping an eye on the approaching boat as well.
Okay. You see that Timu goes back into the wheelhouse itself and starts just gently starting to move the wheel slightly, and the boat starts to veer off to the left just a little bit, not huge amounts, just a little bit of course correction.
I'm also going to want to see if I can spot some kind of flag on the other ship.
Make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural
So
20.
25.
Nice. So there's no flag as such. The sail is sort of an off-white colour. You can't really make out in much more detail. They're still quite a way away, about 800 feet or so. So it's a little bit tricky to see any details. But you do notice that the ship appears to be slimmer than the one you're on. You would suggest it's probably about 15, maybe 20 feet wide, whereas the one you're on is 30 feet wide. And it seems to be moving a lot quicker than the one you're on as well.
I notice it getting substantially closer to us, regardless of the fact that we're trying to move a bit away from it.
You're sort of going off to that way, and it's coming in, but it appears that you will sort of guess with that roll that you'll be about 600 feet apart when you sort of come side by side, and then you're going to go off that way. So it doesn't look like they're heading straight for you anymore. They're curving away, and you're curving the other way.
Still getting a bit too close for her liking. She's sort of keeping a very close eye.
Okay. The rest of you, your long rest is over. You all sort of wake bright and early as the sun is shining, starting to rise above the horizon. So light comes into the cabin, and you can feel the ship is moving at a more pronounced angle than you've heard so far, off to the left. And Snow, you would notice that you're used to boats being flat. They don't really angle on the rivers that you're used to. They do occasionally, but it's only when there's a particularly sharp curve in the river. Out here, however, the boats tend to angle more as they tilt over, and that wakes you.
When I see Snow wake up, I will update him with everything that's been going on.
Why are we tilted?
I cannot see a flag on the other ship, but from my estimation, it's going to get closer to us than it necessarily needs to, and that is a little bit concerning to me.
I move into the depths of the bow itself and sort of take a look for myself.
Sure, make a perception check. 17. Yeah, it's a lot slimmer than the boats you're used to. You don't recall any boats that you know of that this slim, and it must move very quickly, more quickly than it should for the amount of sail it's got on. It's fast, it's slim, it's riding quite high.
That would have indicated it's not even partially laden if it's running that high.
Not at all.
Can I
But
see any sign of this boat with the light now?
Yeah, you should be able to make a perception check now. With your 17, you could tell that. I mean, you're not really sure what the etiquette is out in the big open stretches of water here. Rivers are slightly different. You know, you can come within a couple of feet of another boat without a problem because the navigators are skilled. Out here, you would suggest that that looks as though it's going to be close. Too close. What'd you get?
22.
22. Wow, okay. Yeah, you can see this boat. It's fast. It's got a big sail up. On the prow itself, you can see, now that the light has come up some more, you can see the word Antiva.
That was the name of the boat that was reported missing,
Could be.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Snow, darling.
Yes.
I can make out a name on that there boat.
Snow immediately snaps round. What is
It's
it?
Antiva.
Shit. Rouse the captain now.
And I'll
You see
just
Tima
take
go,
off to.
she hangs out with us. It's called the what?
The
Antiva.
Antiva.
Oh shit!
And I
She starts
dart
ringing
down.
a bell really
Yeah,
hard.
I've darted down to go to the captain's quarters.
Okay. You
I run straight up.
okie dokie.
Yeah, if I hear the bell, we'll run up thinking it's a sea monster.
Yeah, could be. So, everybody assembling on the deck. You get to the captain's cabin just as he opens the door and starts coming out. So, sorry, I have to go. Rushes straight
as I'm
past
running,
you.
as he rushes past, I say, "It's the Antiva."
Oh,
then
shit! Okay.
Rush to get up on top of the deck as well.
Okay. So he goes up. Okay, Timo, get down to the ropes. Let's get some movement here. Give me the wheel. You see her rush down. Starts untying the ropes and then bringing them back. And
Miko,
How-
where do you want the rest of us?
Oh, sorry.
for now, hold your positions. Actually, no, Mr. Snow, get up in the bow, please.
Can I go up on top of the cabin, up on the top
to-
bit again where we
Yep.
were before?
Of course.
How far away is this boat from us?
It is now about 600 feet away.
I'm gonna have an arrow knocked, and I'm starting to range in to see if I can see any figures on the boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
me
Because
too.
my maximum range is 600 feet.
Make
Yeah, I'm
perception
going to knock a
checks.
boat as well. Knock a boat? Knock a bow.
Okay. Perception check, please, Melissa and Gus.
16.
16.
11. Wow, I've
11.
hey!
Yes. You see the boat appears to be manoeuvring somewhat erratically. It seems to be first coming straight towards you, then heading away, then back towards you. It's very odd.
Being evasive.
But you can't see any figures on board. There appears to be nobody at the front of the boat, certainly, that you can see.
Yes, do you see anybody on board that boat?
Nope, I don't see no one. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Maybe it's a ghost ship.
Could be.
Considering things we've seen, that ain't out the possibilities. But keep an eye.
Yeah. So are we going to start firing on it if it comes in range, or what?
Hold your fire, said the captain.
Okay.
Precisely.
Nobody fires until I say so.
Right, Captain.
I don't suppose there's a spare short bow about. I could help from a bit of range, I suppose.
And we're a little busy for the armory right now, but you can see the other tabaxis come up onto the port side, and Timmy's on the starboard, and they are undoing the ropes and giving the captain more sail as he shouts commands to them. It looks as though you're trying to take evasive action, and you're sort of pulling away.
I'm just going to keep my eyes trained on that boat.
Okay. So, as you pull away, the other boat seems to try and match you. It looks as though it's trying to get sideways onto you.
As it's
Snow,
getting closer.
Snow, make a perception check, please.
As it's getting closer, I'm going to light an arrow, activate my crimson.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 23.
23. Okay. You see the flaps on the side of the boat open and cannon appear. There are 3 cannon. Big,
Oh,
ready.
shit. Mikkel, they have cannon.
What?
They have bloody cannons.
Shitting hell. Okay. Right, everybody. TM. Everybody get below. Apart from you. And he points to you, Melissa. And you. And he points to Gus. Everybody else below. Now.
Can we
I've got
see
my
it?
bow out and mine being dismissed as well.
It's about 500 feet away. What's your range?
Yes, I can go 600.
Okay.
I can go 600.
Mine's 400, so I'm still not in range yet.
Okay. So he points to Celeste. Okay, you stay. You 3, arrange yourselves on this, on the starboard side, just in case. I do not want to fire, but I also do not want the cannon fired upon us. So.
Roger.
And he says, also, hold on to something. And he spins the wheel and the boat starts to tack starboard, turn to the right, towards this other ship. The range is closing swiftly now as the 2 ships sort of trying to manoeuvre so that he's trying to keep you forward onto it, but the other boat is trying to get its cannons into play. So, yeah, okay. The range closes in to about 300 feet. They still haven't managed to get their cannons quite into play yet. But you still can't see anyone on the other deck.
So weird.
This is most peculiar.
Why ain't there nobody on top of the deck? Are the sails out?
Yeah, there's the big sail is fully out.
Are the sails adjusting?
They are.
Moving?
Can we see anybody manoeuvring the cannons at all through the big hatches?
Make a perception check.
Can't you just say yes?
Well, I could, but it'd be a lie.
Oh! 19!
Bloody hell.
I know.
Wow. Is that a total?
Yep, that's total.
Awesome. You kind of try and get from your position near the front, you try and get a look through the holes that the cannon have come through, and you cannot see anyone in there. It's pretty dark, but you can't see anybody manoeuvring anything.
As we're getting closer, can I just look at a hunch? Just a hunch. Can I just see rope floating or being moved, but there's nobody there to be moving it?
Make a
as if
perception
someone
check.
was invisible.
Thank you for asking all of the questions I can't ask because I'm below deck.
20.
20. You can see the boom moving as it tries to manoeuvre, and you can see the ropes loosening and tightening, but they don't appear to be floating as if somebody invisible is holding them, but they are moving through the capstans. It's very odd.
I don't trust this. I'm going to wait until they're within proper range of my longbow. Unless the cannons get around on us.
Yeah. They are, well, they're within range of your longbow at the moment. It's about 250 feet now. But the cannons aren't brought to bear on you because it cannot. Captain Mickle is keeping them from training the cannons on you.
I'm going to just kind of.
Hey!
Just kind of hold. and
Melissa!
listen.
You with the fire! Set fire to their sail.
That's.
Do it now.
I was just about to suggest that, and I'm just going to ping off a shot towards the sail with my
Okay,
flaming arrows.
Make an attack.
It's a bit of disadvantage because it's over 150 feet.
Yep.
But Start through fighting style. Doesn't always let me down. 15.
15. You manage to hit the sail. Just
Okay,
catches on a
roll
corner.
damage.
Roll some damage.
So that is 10 points of piercing damage and 2 points of fire damage.
Yeah, well, the piercing damage just pokes a hole straight through it. But that wasn't the intention. The intention was to put the fire on it. Sorry, excuse me. So the bottom left of the sail starts to catch as it swings round and back again as they try and manoeuvre around. Ah! Good shot! Another one! Anybody else with fire, get it over there!
Can you do that
Oh.
to anybody else's arrows?
Unfortunately, just this weapon, I'm afraid.
Can we hear any of this downstairs?
You make a perception check.
But Gus has got magic. I don't know if he can do anything like this.
Can I tie a
Well,
piece of...
What'd you
I
get?
haven't got magic.
12.
12. You can hear shouting and the boat is sort of moving abruptly, but no details.
Can I tie a piece of sort of cloth around the barb of one of my crossbow bolts and then sort of light it and fire it?
Of course.
I've got 21 for another attack.
21 for
If
another
I-
attack.
I rolled 2 14s.
Yep, that definitely hits. Roll some damage. Sorry,
I
Gus,
got
say again.
So if I saw Snow doing that, I'd try and imitate what he's doing and do the
Perfect.
same.
Go for it.
I got 16 to hit.
16 hits. Roll some damage.
From me, another 10 points of piercing and 4 points of fire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you managed to get a little bit further up the sail, so there's now 2 spots of fire consuming
8.
the sail.
8 points of piercing. What would I do? Would just be a D4 for
Yeah,
fire.
just a d4 for fire damage.
3 points of fire damage.
Okay, cool. So yeah,
16 hits,
yep, that hits. Roll some damage, please.
4 points of piercing and 3 points of fire.
Okay, so yeah, this sail starts to catch fire, and you can see the ropes go slack, and the boat stops manoeuvring as fast as it was. And
I'm
Make a-
holding out for if anybody comes on deck.
make a perception check.
12.
12. There's definitely nobody on deck so far. Mikkel shouts out, okay, I think that should stop them manoeuvring after us. We just got to evade the cannon. So, everybody keep your bows peeled on for anybody, but I think we're out of danger. And he starts to curve back round away from the boat.
There's no one there, Captain. It's empty.
It doesn't look empty to me. If it can maneuver like that, it is not empty.
Shouldn't we, go on it? And
No! We will not do that.
We
Oh.
continue to fire and set fire to the whole thing.
Fire at will.
Okay, keep firing.
So you have to
Ben.
run to the back of the boat now to fire.
Yeah.
Being downstairs, and obviously hearing shouting, I'll be like, because Timu came down with us.
Yes, Timu's down.
Yeah.
No, Timu's upstairs still manoeuvring ropes.
Anybody who came down with us then who was part of the crew.
All the crew are still upstairs. Apart from Kel, who is...
Is he awake and with us?
Yeah, he's with you.
Kel, should we stay here or should we
Yes,
actually go and
I
see
think-
if we can help?
Well, the captain said to stay, but I am not in charge, so if you wish to go up, then that is on you, but...
So to go up, I'm assuming we either go through a door or through a hatch, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So where does that come out at?
That will come out just behind the wheelhouse. No, you're in... Depends on where you went. If you went to the aft cabins, which is where the captain is, or did you go to your quarters? I'll say you went to the aft cabins because that's just behind the wheelhouse.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, you would come up some stairs and up through a sort of doorway that's got a hatch on it.
Yep.
you
So
sort of do that and come through.
yeah. I'll quickly run up to the top then and just open up and say, Captain, we're okay down here, but do you need anything else up there?
I think not, Mr. Florian, but by all means come and look. I think the immediate danger is past.
And I'll pop up and just have a look to see what the hell is going on.
Okay, so make a perception check. Right, so anybody that wants to take a pot shot
Yeah.
as you're
Yeah, let's take a-
leaving it behind now.
Can
I
I?
take a lob shot to try and set it on fire?
Okay.
I don't suppose I've got time to jury rig a flaming arrow using stuff from my tinderbox and stuff.
Well, you could certainly try.
13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
15 to hit.
15 does hit.
Same 15.
Yep, that hits. I'll say, yep, you can make one, and you can certainly attempt to fire it. Whether it will work or not is another matter.
How far away is the boat at the moment?
It's now about 400 feet and
Okay, that's a
increasing in
disadvantage
distance.
on this one.
10 points of piercing with 4 points of fire damage.
Okay, so
I think that hits. I rolled a 12 and a 20, and I've got a plus to it. 18.
Yep, that hits. Roll your damage.
4 points of piercing and 3 points of fire. I rolled real
Okay.
good.
How much fire damage do I work out?
D4.
D4. So that's 7 points of piercing and 2 points of fire.
Okay, so you can see there's lots of individual little fires happening now on the deck as you pull away 8,000 feet as Mickle takes you back towards the way you came, and he's now curving back round to get back on course that you were on. So soon you become too far out of range to see what's going on the other ship. Well, that was not something I wish to do again.
Nothing like a bit of piracy to wake you up in the morning, eh?
Yes. So, when we get to port, we have to report the Antiva is bewitched. Something is wrong with that boat.
Yeah, couldn't see anybody on there at all.
Exactly. So how were they
Yeah.
steering? How did they get the cannon? Where did they get cannon? The Antiva never had cannon before.
Well, it does it now.
Yes.
If they've got cannons and they don't get that fire sorted, they're going to be in for a bit of a surprise.
Yes, let us hope so, eh?
Well, if we can see an explosion on the horizon behind us, we know that something bad has happened to them.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, hopefully we get back on course very shortly. I apologize for the interruption to your breakfast, so... Kel,
Yeah,
get some breakfast for these good people, will you?
he's fine.
Yes. So, get some breakfast, we will get back on course. We obviously a little bit of a delay, but we see what we can make up, huh?
That was a neat piece of driving there, Captain.
Ha! Well, thank you very much. Some very good shooting, by the way, all of you. Nice improvisation. I like it.
And I'll run down to the galley wherever Yorick is. Like, Yorick! There was a boat full of ghosts, but we couldn't see them and we burnt it.
Well, nice. Shame I wasn't allowed to stay up and watch.
I know.
Oh, well, you dealt with it, so well done.
And they had cannons and stuff as well.
What's that?
I don't know, but there were big black things pointing out the side and everyone got very upset.
They fire large metal balls that can do a lot of damage to a ship.
Oh.
It's
You've come across cannon, I think, once maybe in your career, Snow. You've never actually seen them fired, but you've seen a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have heard stories of the absolute demolition they could wreak, though.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not something that you want to see when you've got a laden barge, shall we say.
Celeste, you would have heard of ships with cannon and big ballista and all sorts of things, but it seems that people here don't really understand them very much, or they seem to be quite rare.
Yes, cannon can be quite destructive. They can blow rather large holes in your ship, and then of course you sink, which is never good for anybody.
Yeah, it's an occupational hazard. It's fine.
You come down, just kind of cleaning up the blood from my crimson right.
Oh, that's a way to get the adrenaline started in the morning.
Like I said, nice bit of piracy to start the day. It's always good.
I'm glad everyone's okay and you dealt with it. Well done, all.
Yes, we all handled that very well.
Yeah, everybody followed the captain's orders. I can't ask any more than that.
See a shorter tabaxi with an apron on comes over, mailed. So, breakfast. Sorry, I'm Kennelly. I'm cooking today. I don't get to join the fun, so here.
Do you need any help, Nelly?
No, he's all cooked. You sit. There are plates. Help yourselves. I bring some bacon, some eggs. There is fish as well. Because who needs porridge?
Sounds delicious.
You know, I cook food, not porridge. I mean, the porridge on this boat is really nice, but you know, obviously Kennelly doesn't do porridge. So,
it's a bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, well, different, shall we say? So,
if everything's settled down whilst we're all
certainly
eating,
appears to have. Yeah, the boat is not moving as violently as it was, and everything seems to be back under control, as it were.
be like, Celeste and anybody else who's quite knowledgeable on the arcane of this world. Well, sorry, not this world for you, Celeste, but just in general. Is there any chance we can just have a bit of a private talk in our cabin and maybe see if we can figure a few things out?
Private talk?
Between us, but not necessarily the crew.
I mean, if there's something magical concerning you, Florian, I've got some training.
It's these scars on my chest. I think they might be somewhat magical, and Trellador kind of was quite kind last night and gave me a bit of information about the arcane, as I'm not too versed, but
I wouldn't say I was kind.
Is there any of the crew around us?
Corelli's vanished upstairs, presumably to take some breakfast to the captain. But
Okay.
no, you guys are by yourselves at the moment.
So for myself, I had another dream, vision, whatever you want to call it. I mean, as it's just weird stuff, but my sister, she really wanted to get out of where she was, and the feelings I got was that she was near people that weren't people and acted like people, but then didn't quite act like them, and the only one she was sure about was Vale, because she was so kind to her all the time.
Does that ring any bells for me?
I mean, people that aren't people, and I mean, seems a bit weird. You could try. You try an Arcana check.
I mean, that's kind of. I mean, people that ain't people can describe a lot of things. I mean, there's plenty of. Especially Fae like to hide themselves as people, but don't do the best job of it.
Dirty 20.
I mean, as Melissa says, it could be any number of things, but people that ain't people. I mean, it could be that these are demons pretending to be people, or devils, or it could just be that they're tieflings or orcs or anything. You don't really, given you've got no context for this, it's
I
really
can't.
difficult to understand what, if anything, you would know about it.
Sorry, I
it
can't.
could be any number of things. Unfortunately, your description is a little bit vague.
Yeah, I know. All of this is based on the feelings for my sister. And the past couple have been able to catch snippets of background, surroundings, or something like that. This time it wasn't. It was, yeah. However, I mean, I don't know how this works myself, but I just sat on deck last night and deck, by the way, Grumpy Bear. And kind of centered
If
my.
you don't have inspiration at the moment, please take one, Florian.
Oh, I don't. But thank you. I kind of centered myself and instilled my mind a little bit and try to reach out to Dakota and kinda I got a feeling, again, the same one I've had all these times, panicky, and she wasn't right. She wanted to escape, get out of wherever she was. And this is just too magical for me to understand, and I just want a little bit of influence.
Well, I mean, I'm by no means an expert. I'm only versed in certain types of magic, but
Oh,
generally not being only trusting one person in particular could indicate some kind of charm.
I mean, yeah, if you say so, but I've just had an idea. Yarick,
Yep.
you can kind of identify stuff, can't you? You
I
can,
certainly can.
Just
and
as you're saying this, there
yeah,
is a low noise.
as
Oh
in,
no.
A few
Nose.
moments later, there is a as the boat rises and falls.
It
Nose
could be the
back up on deck
cannons.
immediately.
I'll run back upstairs. Yeah.
yeah,
So those of you who are running back upstairs can see on the horizon a pillar of smoke coming up from where you last saw the Antiba.
Seems like whatever was in control of that boat couldn't get those flames out.
I don't think that anything was really in control.
Someone had to be with the way that thing was moving.
It's definitely
Maybe.
trying to swing around to get those cannons pointed at us.
There may have been an awareness, but clearly not enough to put out fire.
See, Captain Mikkels looks up from his food. Well, looks like the problem solved itself, eh?
Yeah.
Good work, everyone. Good work.
did you stay downstairs, Yorick?
No, I'd come up.
We might be able to claim the reward as well.
Indeed, we will speak with the port authority when we get in, and I will make sure that any reward is given to you guys for the quick thinking and the arrows of flame. Good work. Good work. He digs into his breakfast. He's sort of leaning back on his seat at the wheel. One paw on the wheel, one paw just.
Now we know what that was. Can we just go to our cabin just so I can suggest something?
Yeah, let's. I know.
And that'll be directed to everyone.
Okay.
And when we get there, I'll be like, yeah, sorry, for the explosion. you can kind of tell what things are. I don't know how this is going to work because obviously I'm human, but can you focus on these scars I've got? Would it be able to?
I can certainly try, yeah.
And
I mean,
Florian will
I'll try
unbutton.
and see what type of magic it is as well. I don't have quite the identifying powers of Yorick, but I can sometimes pinpoint what kind of magic it is.
That anything would be much help. And Florian will start unbuttoning his chest.
Probably best if you
Shirt,
unbutton your
his
shirt,
chest,
rather.
his shirt. Sorry,
Unbuttoning your chest is
tiredness.
a bit weird.
Superman goes just a little bit too far.
Just so, but he'll basically take his vest and shirt off, and just so and either sit down. Yeah, I'll have to sit down for Yorick.
So, who's doing what? Yorick, what are you up to?
Well, do you want this done straight away, or can you give me 10 minutes?
Well, I mean, we're in the middle of an ocean. I think 10 minutes is plenty enough time. It's just so we can save anything we might need for any other ships.
Right, okay. And in that case, I will start ritually casting Identify.
Okay.
And I will do ritually casting Detect Magic.
And I will snort at Celeste and go, I'm pretty sure it's an enchantment, but I'm sure you can work it out.
Awesome.
Of course, Quellador,
Okay.
thank you for your encouragement.
I'm just getting you started. We're a team.
Does anybody want to do anything whilst this 10 minutes is happening?
Let me send you a message.
This is my cue to exit because I am not being in the middle of this. Yes, you children play nicely. And he's going to look directly at Treladora and Celeste and then turn and go back upstairs.
Okay.
What did I do?
You know what you did.
Okay. Received your message. Cool. So, if nobody else wants to do anything, I will say that 10 minutes passes. Celeste, you concentrate on your spell. You get, this is some kind of enchantment magic, but again, it's not finished. So you can't really tell what spell it is. There is magic there, and it's an enchantment spell, but what it is, you don't know. It's not finished.
There isn't any other strange reads off of anybody else in the room, is there? Because this is 30 feet of me.
Okay, cool. Depends on what you mean by strange.
Or anything that seems out of place. That
Everyone
doesn't.
with those pings.
That doesn't quite seem the norm for anyone.
There is.
Well, if you're doing a detect magic, the gem in the middle of my forehead would probably glow.
Yeah. Well, you've seen that before when you've done detect magic. What is new is Miette's bag.
No. We dealt with that. I don't have the box anymore.
I've got the box.
That's cool. Miette's bag gives off a magical aura, but you're not sure what it is. It does remind you of when you did a detect magic in the camp with those runes.
News to Debbie.
No,
it's
I just
not.
figured out what it is.
Yep, she's just fallen in with what I was on about. Told you. Memory.
I was momentarily thinking it was something else, thinking, oh shit, am I rumbled? But it's okay.
So, but that's the only sort of new thing that you notice that wasn't there before. You also don't detect that box that you're sure you gave to her.
You're indeed correct, Calidor. There is some kind of enchantment, but it doesn't seem quite finished from what I can sense.
I know. I know I'm correct.
If you knew Trelador, why didn't you say anything last night?
He did.
I told you.
I
I
could have
said
sworn.
it was an enchantment. But you might want to get Celeste to have a look, But if I knew she was just going to tell you what I've just told you, I wouldn't have asked her in the first place.
Very good point. Sorry. Ignore that.
Okay. Yorick. Casting Identify. You get much the same information. It's there's definitely a spell being worked here, and it's very strange because it's not being worked on Florian. It's almost a reflection of a spell. It's really weird. The scars, and you can see that the hearts are sort of joining together, but seem to be going inwards. So that you've got almost a ring. There's just one missing at the bottom to give it a complete ring.
Is there enough of that spell to know what the spell is?
It seems to be some kind of... It's weird. It's like a cross between an enchantment and a summoning. It's like a summoning circle, but it's being enchanted. Some sort of charm person, but weirdly to do with not. There is control there to be controlling a person, but it's not Florian. It seems to sort of, in your mind's eye, you can see when you've cast a spell, you can see a sort of tendril coming out of Florian and sort of disappearing into the ether. So it's connecting him to someone else or something else. And it's an enchantment that's really strong and a sort of vague underlying summoning spell. But you're not sure what that one is.
Right, well, I've never seen anything like this, but Celeste is right. There's definitely there's definitely an enchantment there, but there's also some sort of summoning spell active, and there's a hint of a sort of charm, but it's not on you.
It's gonna be on my sister, and you mentioned about what you overheard in that vision in the second temple, Melissa, right?
Hmm?
Between Vale and Dakota, you picked up some of the words, didn't you? What they were talking about. And I've just had a thought. Those first couple of dreams where I saw pictures and Dakota was chained up and everything. If I have another one of them, this gets completed. We need to get to wherever they are and stop this.
And that's where we'll end tonight.
Ooh.
It was too good not to, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Hang on.
Florian's not allowed to go to sleep then.
No, Florian's never sleeping again.
Apparently not.
Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all very much for playing. We'll do our normal sort of 10-15 minutes of chatter if you want to ask some questions. If Grumpy Bear or Eltel want to ask some questions of us, please go right ahead in the chat or right next to me, whichever you want to do.
You had the crap out of me when I saw those dragons.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean those faraway birds?
Oh yeah, the little birdie, the seagulls. Yeah.
If I never sleep, we have to reach wherever we're going within 5 days, otherwise I'm dead. So
Well, my thought process was, I don't want to kill dragons anymore because,
Uh-huh.
of what's happened to me and my little friend. But of course, Yorick wouldn't hesitate. And if they attacked everyone else, I'd be forced to. And it was like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And they went away and I went, oh, thank God for that.
It's fine. We can attack dragons. It'd just be like, oh, hit that dragon. Oh no, hit Beatrice. What a shame.
It would probably be payback for getting bitten.
Oh,
My God. Apparently 5 days to
Pussy.
shake Trelador. There's a countdown. No. Sleep safe in Trelador's arms, shag or die. Oh my God.
It's important to get all the tropes in there.
Indeed, indeed. But yes, thank you. I enjoyed immensely the that session tonight. It was really good fun. Thank you. I mean, you could have at any time raced back up the stairs and joined in. I mean, just the captain would have yelled at you, but you could have.
There's not a lot most of them could have done.
But
the
you
range,
were all
anyway.
very well behaved. Well done.
Well, I believe that when we first met the captain on the quayside, he was kind of like, if you come in with us, you basically follow my rules and do as you're told. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But yeah,
And I'm trying to follow Snow's advice.
Grumpy Bear says, will they kiss?
Question: when will they kiss?
It's actually all in your head at the minute, Grumpy Bear.
I mean, we can't answer that because there are too many variables.
Grumpy Bear's the one working the charm, and she's trying to charm Florian into kissing Trelador
That's
through
what
his
it
sister.
is. I mean, we can't force these things, Grumpy Bear. We have to let it take its course naturally. I mean, if they kiss, then they kiss. We can't rush them into doing this. If they feel like the time is right, then that's when they'll do it. And I know you just told me to piss off, but I'm just ignoring that. That's fine. Consent very definitely is a thing, yes.
Unless throwing us to sleep again, apparently.
Well, then, axe to shirt action can be had.
To be fair, I am not going to disagree with that action when it actually came to basically the end of this session of finding quite a lot of shit out.
Well, you have ask away if you have a question.
No, I think as far as my character is concerned, that everything has kind of a little bit clicked more into place with what's going on at the minute, with visions and feelings and piecing everything together. It's just the who, the fuck, what the fuck, and why.
Indeed.
And have you copped on about the possibility yet of needing a healer to stand guard over you at night? Considering the last nightmare came very close to killing you.
No. Oh, it did, didn't it? Did it?
Yeah, you've only got
Yeah, it did.
I think it took you down like 13 hit points or something.
Oh fuck,
Which
yeah,
is
it
a
did.
lot for Florian.
No, it is.
And it was more than the first time,
Of
so if it
course it
happens
is,
a third
because
time to complete it.
of rolling really crap HP. So on that note, as we've defeated a ghost ship, Chaz, do we level up tonight?
Old Glassjaw.
He's just
Oh, it's coming. That's what she said.
No.
It is question 15 minutes, so
No,
just...
that's a perfectly valid question. I'm giving you the answer. The answer is no.
Okay.
So, I have a question, and it's the same question that Grumpy Bear asked a while back, is who's your favourite character? So, it may have changed since last time we asked, so we'll go around the room. So, apart from yourself, and don't forget you can choose NPCs if you want to, you don't have to, you can choose any of the other player characters or not NPCs. So, Natalie, who is your favourite character of the moment?
I probably got to go with the Tabaxis, Snow and Mieto. Just fun and frolicking.
Fair enough. No worries. Finny?
Mine has changed somewhat, and
It's your healer.
and it's Miette, just for the fact of the whole fuck me, rust monster fight and everything. Of every decision Debbie has made as Miette has been exactly what Miette would do, because she's just been in a traveling Tabaxi clan who basically tries to either, I think, steal quite a lot and stay out of the way of things quite a lot. So to literally just stand back and go, someone's got to get back and give the information, was just brilliant for me.
No, fair. James.
Trellador.
Trellador. Okay.
Yeah, I think the dry wit of the character, and the sort of like the straight facedness of it, and the fact that he's trying to change, but is doing it in a very passive aggressive way, I think is absolutely brilliant.
Fair. Also fair. Jay.
Mia has to be. Just she lives up to her namesake, I think. It's just jail for mother for 1,000 years for making me fight a bone claw. I'm gonna stay back here and just natter with my mate.
And shoot the dwarf in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
That was Snow's arrow, I'll have you know.
Well, you will blunder into the path of an arrow.
It also has to be said, Mia is the most sensible of the party.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I can see why you think that. So, Miss D, how are your feelings going? Who's your favourite so far?
I'm going to book the trend and say Kel. I love that little guy. I'm not sure if I intend to corrupt him or break his heart by the time we leave the boat, but he will never be the same again.
I think he's already been slightly turned by you, so yeah. Thank you. That's cool. Thank you so much. That's good. Really, I like that. So, Ash.
I kind of was gonna say Miette, and then we met sort of Timu and Kel, and I really love them both because they've got that sort of very playful Tabaxi nature to them.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I've kind of based them really on an amalgam of you and Debbie playing Tabaxi and how you've developed them. So I've gone sort of lent into that with them. So, but yes, thank you very much. Dan.
Still the Tabaxi, I still like the dynamic, but in the last couple of sessions it's been quite good to see Snow in his natural environment on a boat. So that's been quite good to see.
Cool. And I would ask Martin, but he's not here, so I will ask Terry. And Grumpy Bear.
Grumpy Bear said you're not going to level up till you kiss Trellador.
Yes, I know. I noticed that.
Is that like all of us or just Florian?
I presume that's all of us now.
Yeah.
One with you.
Well,
How many of us will survive?
If that's what a person's got to do to level up, that's what a person's got to do then.
Challenge accepted, apparently. Grumpy Bear has gone Miette, sass, pure sass. So there you go, another vote for Miette.
I would be devastated if anything ever happens to me yet. I'm loving her so much.
And while we wait for Terry's answer, Martin, your favourite character?
I liked the guy in the cartography shop.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
He was nice.
Fair enough. That's cool.
Just, you got to give love to these random NPCs.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that was a Delafan.
Delafan, yeah, he was cool. Did you decide?
I'm fighting and letting the dog in. I can't.
Apparently the dog is being pain in the arse at the moment. So.
That's the got to make a decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying playing this character. It's
good.
Yeah, fun.
I'm very much enjoying you playing that character, to be fair.
I did very much enjoy earlier when we saw Timu playing her trick on Florian. That was like every time I looked over at Ash, he was giggling just as much as I.
It's something what Florian would have done because he's there to learn specifically from the Temple of the Broken Hearts, but also just to basically learn as well. So
No, I get it, and it just fitted perfectly.
I was fully expecting someone to pull the other rope, so the boom swung and pulled you into the water.
There's still time.
Yeah.
I had to
103
say,
days ago.
I'd say I find it perfect that nobody selects Melissa for their favourite because it strikes me as everybody is suspicious of her, which you absolutely should be.
Gus isn't suspicious of you. You're just a nice lady that steals all our money.
Oh, we have an answer from Terry. We have. I love them all, but this week mainly Florian.
Ooh.
Ah.
Well, there you go. Some Florian
Incoming
love in the
G-kick.
why,
house.
thank you. Why, thank you.
No, that's cool. So awesome. So, anybody else have any other questions before we wrap it up?
How fucked are we next week?
I can't answer that one.
And do we have to wait for next week to progress with the story because it's left on quite a big cliffhanger for me?
Yep.
Well,
Yes.
Of course you do.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I believe the appropriate answer to that is Sabah.
Well, suffer and arc stress.
Yeah. And Grumpy Bear, Melissa wears too much makeup, hella suspect.
Yes.
I mean, fair.
It's the impeccable makeup, after a battle, not a hair out of place, lipstick at one point, that's dodgy.
That is.
That has main character syndrome, which does not bode well for the rest of us.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. So, again, thank you all very much for playing. Well done, Natalie, for making it back in time to actually join in. So, doof. Oh, right. Okay, EastEnders drums from Terry there. I got it eventually. Sorry, a bit slow. So, we will be back on Tuesday for the next episode of this. So, please join us if you can. We appreciate everybody that views and chats, and especially Grumpy Bear and Elstel. We love you both for talking to us. That's great. So, you guys were ace. Thank you so much for making this enjoyable to DM.
Thank you, Chad.
See you all next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.